Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous wavy design hair bow, and it only uses 2 small pieces of ribbon. So to make this hair bow you will need obviously your ribbon colour of choice. I'll show you the measurements in a moment. I've got some fabric clips, but you can use hair clips as well to hold your ribbon in place as you're making your folds. This is the hair clip I'll be adding my bow to today. It is a double pronged 45mm hair clip. These are just the ones that I prefer to use. You can use a longer one if you like for this bow, like up to sort of 55mm, but this is just the one that I like to use in my daughter's hair. You will need a lighter, a tape measure or a ruler, and some good quality fabric scissors. I use Fiskars razor edge scissors. I will link everything that I use in the description below so you can check those out. The 2 pieces of ribbon I'm using today are in this gorgeous lilac colour, and it is 1.5 inch wide or 4 centimetres wide ribbon, and you need 2 pieces cut to 22 centimetres in length or around 8 3/4 inches in length, and that is 2 pieces. First of all, you need to heat seal the raw edges of the ribbon, so I use my lighter and the blue part of the flame, which is the coolest part of the flame, so that I don't burn my ribbon, and I'm just heat sealing the edges to prevent any fraying. And then taking 1 piece of the ribbon, we're going to work on this left hand side first. We're going to take this bottom left corner and fold it up diagonal, lining this raw edge up with the top edge of this ribbon. And then taking one of my fabric clips, I'm just going to pop that on there to hold it in place. And then we're going to fold this piece inwards. Again, making sure all of the edges are lined up. And then popping a clip on there to hold it all in place. So it looks like this. Then taking this right hand side now, we're going to bring it over and then flip it under. I'll just show you that again. So grabbing this right hand side, I'm folding it over and then flipping it under. So you've got like this loop like that from the top, and then we're going to line this raw edge up again with the top edge and this edge up with this outer edge fold, and then gripping it all in place with my thumb and finger whilst I remove that clip to hold those edges all in place. So it looks like this from the top, and this is the front. And then you're going to flatten it, and you will end up with this natural sort of angle, and you want to now measure from each end. You want 8 centimetres. So just grabbing my tape measure. So as you can see, I've got mine slightly over 8 centimetres. I've got it at 8.5. So I'm just going to slide it in a little bit. The more you slide it in, the more of an angle you'll get, but that is fine. Just let the ribbon naturally fold down diagonally. So now we've got it at 8 centimetres, and then I'm going to use another clip to clip that end in place. So that is the first half ready to sew. I'm going to repeat that on this side, but we're going to mirror it. So I've got another 2 fabric clips here. So this time, instead of folding the left hand side first, we're going to fold the right hand side. So bringing this bottom right corner, folding it up diagonally, popping a clip on there just to hold that in place, and then fold that inwards, making sure it's all in line, and pop the clip on there to hold it in place. And then this time we're going to bring the left side in and flip it under. So you've got like this loop, and we're lining the raw edge up with the top and this edge up with the folded side, as we did before, but just mirrored And again, take that clip and hold that all in place. And then again, we're going to flatten it out. You can kind of look at your other one to get a rough idea of the angle, but just check with your tape measure that it is 8 centimetres from edge to edge, which that is. And then taking another clip to hold that in place. So as you can see, we've got the two pieces now exactly the same but mirrored. Taking my needle now, which is threaded with some extra strong thread and a knot in the end, we're going to start sewing across this bottom part here. Now this is actually the back of the bow, so I'm going to flip it over. This is going to be the front of the bow. So I'm going to start on this right hand side. Because I'm right handed, I like to sew from right to left. It's personal preference, so it's up to you which side you start. I'm just going to pull that edge up just to make sure it's in line before I start my sewing. So going in through these first corners, making sure I catch all 3 corners. That middle bit just needs pulling up again, so I'm just pulling that middle bit up. So as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers here on this first corner to go through. So I'm going to go through these first 4 layers through the top for my first stitch. We're doing 8 stitches all together, and then our second stitch, we're going to come back up around sort of just over 1 centimetre away from the first stitch. What we're aiming for is 4 stitches up to this first corner and another 4 stitches up to the last edge. So we've got 2 in here now. Three, and then the 4th one is going to catch those last corners on this back. So we've got 4 there now so far, so this clip can now be removed. And then we need 4 more mirroring these ones, so starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our 5th stitch. 6, 7, and then keeping this pinch with my thumb and finger whilst I remove this clip, we're going to catch this last corner where it folds over, so both layers for the last stitch coming back through from underneath. So this is what it looks like from the top, and this is the underside. As you can see, I haven't caught this fabric. You don't want to catch this fabric in the stitches because that will ruin the shape of your bow. You only catch these pieces here and this last corner when you get to it. So now I'm going to pull this tight to form the pinch. And then once you've got that nice and tight, just go through the last corner a couple of times, and then on this last one, before you pull it completely tight, go through that loop, and that will just form a knot to hold that all in place, and then trim off the excess thread. And that is the first half of the bow ready. And now we're going to repeat those same stitches on the other half, but again this side is mirrored, so it might look slightly different. So I'm just popping another knot in that thread. So picking up our second piece, again flipping it over because this is the underside and this straight edge is the top. Again sewing from right to left, and this time we're starting on the singular side, not the side with all of the layers. So I'm going to keep this pinched with my thumb and finger whilst I remove this clip and go in through the top, catching that bottom layer for my first stitch. Second one, coming back through, making sure I don't catch the second layer this time. Third stitch, 4th stitch, 5th stitch, starting now catching these corners where all these layers are, so making sure I've got all 4 layers. That's our 5th stitch, 6, 7, and then our last stitch coming up through that last edge, making sure again you catch all 4 of those layers. Remove the clip, and then we'll do the same as we did with this one to pull the pinch in. So now we have our 2 halves ready to join together. Now it's up to you which way you have your bow. I think I like mine this way up with the folds at the top, but it's completely down to personal preference. So I'm going to now place some hot glue on the centre of 1 half and bring these 2 halves together. And then we're going to add our clip next. Again, it's up to you which clip you use. I like to line my clips. I don't have a 10mm or 1 cm wide ribbon to match my lilac, so as you can see I've got a scrap piece here from when I've done a lilac bow before, and what I do is I cut a strip from this around 1 cm wide to line my hair clip and also wrap my centre. And then I'm wrapping my centre now, so I'm placing some hot glue on the end of this strip and placing it underneath my clip centrally to the hair bow. And I'm going to start wrapping this around the centre. On my first go round I like to add a little bit of glue on that join just to make sure that keeps covered. And then I'm going to go around for the second time. Trimming off the excess, heat seal the raw edge, and then finish off sticking that underneath my hair clip. And there is your finished hair bow. It's a lovely simple hair bow to make and only using 44 centimetres of ribbon in total, so it doesn't take that much ribbon at all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you press the bell button that will turn on notifications. Thank you for watching everyone. Bye.